y'all, and welcome back to another raw and unedited video from me. We have a new palette to play with today, but per usual when it comes to my videos recently, I'm not going to be editing this, so it's going to be very raw, uncut, however, whatever we're saying, whatever pauses I have to make, it's going to be left in there. If you're new around here, that's just how I've been doing things because I've been busy, but I have a new palette to play with. I really want to dive into it. I am going to try my best to include two bonus eye looks at the end of the video, but we'll see how that goes. That'll be the only editing I do, but for this, the huge portion of the video, it's going to be raw and unedited, uncut, that type of thing. But the new palette that we're going to be playing with today is Oden's Eye and Angelica Nyqvist. They came out with a new collab. I think it was about a year ago that they did the Hela palette. Or is it Hela? I think it might be Hela palette, that I did really enjoy. I'm trying to find where it is. I'm not really sure. Oh, I think I put it up here on my shelf. I'm not seeing it. Must be back here. Anyway, they did the Hela palette, and they came together for another collab with Angelica Nyqvist, this time centered around Halloween, and we have the Trick or Treat palette and the Little Ghost palette. So here they both are, and then also along with the palettes they came out with 5 lipsticks. They also included little plushies. I guess I can show you super fast. Sorry that all of the sound effects are going to be in it, but 2 little plushies. One's like a cloud and one's a bat, I think, pink bat cloud. And then of course the silk scarf type of, it's not a handkerchief, I think it's just a scarf, but the silk one, silk version of one of these, I think it's this one, and usually it's just like the center here, that you can also get with the collection. But yeah, those are the palettes. Since there have 2, I'm gonna go ahead and do one on each eye, and like I said, I'm gonna try my best to add in 2 extra tutorials at the end, and that will be with each one of these. I'll do one and then the other. Hopefully, Lord willing, I have time, but let's go ahead and dive in. Of course, starting with my eyes, I totally forgot to prime them. I try to prime my eyes before turning on the camera just to help speed things along, but let's go ahead and prime and dive into it. I did want to put a little bit of like a caveat to this video, is that I'm not going to really be reviewing or remarking much on the design, or what do you call? I'm blanking on the word. But the design of the palettes and the theme of the palettes, it's not for me personally, and with having so many young children, I just don't personally want to have this type of artwork in my house, so I'm not planning to hold on to these after doing my review. And if I wasn't sent an NPR, I probably would have just passed on this collection, because I'm not a crazy big fan of the theme, and the artwork is just not something that I participate in. So I'm just gonna keep it, you know, they did send it to me. Oden's Eye, if you're new around here, does send me PR. So since they sent it to me, I did want to go ahead and just try the palette and the quality, so I can remark on how the quality is and how the like color combinations are, and then that way, if you're trying to make a decision and you'd like to hear my thoughts, that's what we're going to do in today's video. But as far as the whole theme of the palette, is personally not my vibe, not something that, like, I could understand with the Hela palette, because it was about, you know, Hela, I forget, Love and Death, or maybe I'm confusing that with Nomad. I think they had a Love and Death one too, but this one's a little bit more heavily focused on the scary, in my personal opinion, and that's me. I know a lot of people like this type of artwork, but for me, Halloween's not something we do, and it's just a little bit intense, and I have young children, so I'm planning to, you know, after I do these videos, or this video, these looks, I'm not planning to keep this in my collection. But anyway, let's just dive in. I'll put the Trick or Treat palette on my right, and we're gonna dive into, I want to use as bright as I can, because the 2 other looks that I did were a little bit more neutral and, you know, everyday for me. So I want to go as bright as possible. And I think I'm going to dive first into, I'm going to do green on the inner half, and then I think I'm going to go red with a tinge of orange on the outer half. So I'm going to start with black though, because you guys know me, must be the most intense on the outer corner. So I'm going to take, this isn't a black, it's like a brown, I think. But we're going to start here. Let me make sure you guys are all zoomed in. But anyway, I just want to give that little like disclaimer as far as like the packaging is just not for me. And if I was seeing this, like, I feel like the color story is really pretty and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm going to keep my my review on, for if you were, you know, curious to know what I think about the color story, the quality of the eyeshadows, that type of thing. But the theme is just personally not something that I'm like super into, or I would have picked up personally, even if I like the color story. And I feel like out of the 2, I didn't even show you, so sorry. Out of the 2, this is a Trick or Treat. Yeah, Trick or Treat, and then this is the Little Ghost palette. Out of the two, I definitely like the Trick or Treat because it has that like fall vibes, the green and orange I really like. But this is also really cool. I like the purple and the yellow. That's fun. So I think the color stories are fun, and they're a little bit more different. I'm seeing a little bit of like, it makes me think of some of their Christmas limited edition palettes from last year, but not too bad. Candy Apple is what I'm diving into next, and I'm only doing one eye. I have to remind myself. But a little bit, I think maybe with this one, just because of the bright green with the orange and the red, does make me think a little bit of that palette from last year. I forget, I think it was a Christmas Day. Oh no, there's a Merry Christmas and then Christmas Eve palette. I'm just tapping these on. I've used each of these palettes once before this, and it was very nice. The shimmers, per usual, are very beautiful, very sparkly. They don't last really well for me on my eyelids in heat. And by not last, I mean that they just start to kind of fade. Not fade, like bleed. That's the word I was looking for. They don't really fade and disappear off my eyes or cause a bunch of like lines or you know, like cracks and whatnot in my eye look, but they do kind of start to move around and move up and stuff like that and maybe lighten a bit. But the mattes also are really nice. Like I didn't notice any fading or creasing with them, so I was happy to see that. But the shimmers are very pretty. They're just a little bit have like a mind of their own, kind of want to run everywhere when it comes to sweating really bad outside, which I've been doing a lot of. So I'm going to go into orange now, this one, which is Jack-o'-lantern. The bright colors in here, I like how deep and grungy these are, but then they've got the bright pops of color. I feel like I always look forward to Betty Jean's looks with these type of palettes where they have really bright colors but a lot of grunge in it, because her eyeshadow looks are always so fun. I love that mix of very vibrant, almost neon mixed with grunge. I think that's why I kind of like this palette so much. Not only is it like autumny tones, but I like that grunge and neon combination. So I'm just going to use this to very gently blend this out, and I'm probably going to go back in with that Candy Apple, and I'm going to bring it down here. Okay, my daughter came in, and so I'm going to have to edit that part out. So if you see a little cut fade there, that is why she came in and had a question. But I just was blending this out, basically those three colors. I feel like it's looking pretty. I think I just have a weird eye shape because I always, not always, there's often times when I do a look, and I think it just depends on the day, but I feel like I'll struggle to get a seamless blend here because it's like, I feel like right here I don't have enough of the darkness on it. It's just, I don't know, I want a little bit more depth right in that outer corner. I feel like I'm struggling to get that there. So I'm just gonna almost like stamp it because I don't think I'm gonna do, I thought I saw one of my kids sit up. It must have just been a changing light in the monitor. Anyway, I'm not gonna do a wing liner, so I kind of want to do all the outlining and stuff like that. I want to make sure it looks really nice. So I'm just going back and forth. Maybe too much, but that's what I do. I'm gonna go back into the Jack-o'-lantern's orange, and we're going to blend this out. You can definitely get this orange a lot more intense if you like packed it on and whatnot. Like I could see this being a really pretty lid shade for a like half cut crease, all matte look. Like to put it right there. Ooh, that'd be pretty. I could do that with the green, but no, I want to use the shimmers for today. I'll definitely have to do that later, like a matte green neon. That'd be pretty with like a grungy, or like a autumny grungy crease. Anyway, but now I'm going to go into, what kind of, I'm going to go into the green on the inner corner, and I think I'm going to take it a little bit more detailed. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to take Cauldron, which is this grungy green, and I'm going to start that in the crease because I feel like the neon green will definitely give me the brightness, but I want a little bit of depth just so it doesn't look too lost between my inner crease and my outer, or like my inner part of my eye and my outer part. I keep wanting to go over and do this eye, and then I'm like, oh wait, no. So anyway, I've used a couple different type of primers with this. Per usual, I didn't notice a difference when it comes to blending out. I haven't been using my tacky primer, which is the, what's the tackiest one I own? The one from, oh gosh, what is this brand? Alamar. I was like, hey, Alamar Cosmetics has the tackiest one that I own personally. I just think it's really tacky, like it's like sticky tacky. I'm gonna go into Poison now. But I just haven't been using it lately because I feel like, I don't know, tacky primers, maybe they would, maybe the you know, the mattes would stick better, but since they stick, like for the most part, the eyeshadows I've been trying have been sticking just fine with the other primers. I just haven't been reaching for my tacky primers, just because I feel like it can take a couple extra minutes and whatnot to get it blended out. Now that is a bright. That did not take much time, and honestly, I can't tell if it covered the green that I put on or dusted it away. I think I see it there, but it definitely doesn't look that that intense, or it doesn't stand out that much. Let me go back in just a little bit. I can't tell. I think it's still there. I think it just, the green is so intense that it kind of covered it, so it almost looks like it disappeared. All right, and go back into the red. I like what I'm seeing here. I think this looks cool. All right, another touch with the orange, because that's just what I do. And let's go on. This is taking 13 minutes for one eye. Oh dear. Oh, I should put just a touch of green on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to be putting green, and I think I'm going to flip it. I definitely know I want green on the main part of the lid here. And then for the inner, ooh, that green is powdery. What do I want for the inner half? I mean, I guess I could do just green all over and then a darker green on the other half. This is a shimmer. No, this is like a brow bone. It has a minute speckling. Yeah, it has a little bit of a, like a hot pink glitter in it. I don't know if that would show up though, but it's basically just a brow bone type of shade. I can put some on just to show. Or what am I looking for? Let's go with this one. We'll just do a little bit right in here. Not the best brush for this, but I also don't have a lot of room left on this eye, so we'll work with it. I guess it's cool to have a little bit of a hint of sparkle for this type of brow bone shade. I don't really see any. I mean, I think I might see something, but I also don't know if that's just my imagination. I feel like you can't really tell. Anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, or matter at hand, I'm going to use this yellow. I feel like I've used it though. It looks used, so I feel like I used it in the other look that I did. Let me see how intense it is. Ooh, so pretty. Maybe I'll use this one. Let's see, this is the pink. Ooh, that's like a hot pink. That'd be cool, pink to orange. It's this shade right here. It looks so dark. But, ooh, that's orange. I did not expect that deep of a shade to show up that bright. I mean, I guess it is deep. I definitely know I want the green on the outer edge. So what do I want in the beginning? We're gonna do the pink just because it's different. I feel like the orange would be a good option to go with because that makes sense. But again, I feel like it'd be different to do the pink. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put the pink down first. I'm actually gonna use the Primero primer. I forget what it's called. This one from Alamar because it's tacky. And I'm not planning to have this look on all day. It's half the day already, so I don't need like anything super strong. But the previous two looks that I did use the NYX glitter primer. All right, so I'm picking up Trick or Treat. Okay, it's called the name of the palette. This is the pink or maroon or whatever you want to call it. Let's pack this on. This will be kind of interesting because it's got some depth to it, and then I'm going to put the green, which is really bright. I'll be curious to see how this ends up looking. Hopefully good. It'll be a neat combo of colors, I think. Anyway, I like that this has some nice color to it, but it's still got like the intense sparkle that I feel like Oden's Eye is known for. I'm typically slow to be putting on shimmers. Like I don't know, it's just me. Something about me and the way I apply shimmers, it always seems to like, I'm kind of take it slow, add a little bit of it at a time. And sometimes I feel like that can be seen like on camera as like, oh, that's really not showing up because she has to go back and forth so much. But I think it's just a me thing because it's not something like, it's not uncommon for me. Witch's Brew is what I'm going into next. When I'm putting on shimmers, I think I just like to take it slow, one step at a time, and build it up. This shade is super pretty. Like, look how intense that is. This is probably my favorite one. It's still got sparkle to it, but it has so much vibrant color. It's not as sparkly as the pink, but oh my goodness, I will take the color, the impact of that color over sparkliness any day. This is my type of shimmer. I like this. And it's also smoother, I feel like, just a smoother formula than the pink one, which I like as well. I like smoother formulas. I like it to just show up super intense and bright over just being sparkly. I like the bright colors, you guys know that. So anyway, I'm going to finish putting this on and let's finish blending it out. This is the part I would usually cut out of just the back and forth until I like where it is type of thing. But I think it's a cool combination. What do you guys think with the pink to green? You'll have to tell me. And if you're new around here, I tend to like interesting color combinations, so I don't mind if it kind of like looks like it shouldn't go together, but then you look at it when it's complete and it's like, oh, that's actually not so bad. Like, those are the type of looks that I really do like. So I think that's kind of like what this look is turning out to be. It's a look that initially looking at it, it shouldn't work together, but then I feel like they blend in together. I like the green pop, you know, with the green on the inner. I think that's fun. What do we think? This is pretty much the look. I need to put an inner corner. We're gonna go with this shade. It's called Magic Potion. I almost said Magic Portion. I know that's not right. Let's go in with just a little bit. This one looks a little bit chunkier, so I'm gonna add it little at a time. It's chunkier, or just like yeah, more of a chunky formula, not as intense of a pigmented color formula is how I would describe this. So there we go. A little bit. I'm even going to go into a little bit of Wicked, that shade I used on the brow bone. Yeah, just to brighten it up, because Wicked has a little bit more base to it. So then I'll put the shade back on top just to add some sparkle. I think that works. Kind of just looks messy now. Oh well. All right. Gonna dust away. Definitely got tons of sparkle under my eyes, so I would definitely say, and this is what I think I've always said for Odin's eye, is it's beautiful, but just do your eyes first. That tends to be what I like. The only time I tend to ever do my face first and then do my eyes is for a video, but in my personal life, like you know, doing stuff. Oh man, I was in the garden and I did not clean out my nails. I'm so sorry. In my personal life, I never ever do my face first and then my eyes. It's just a mess. So this is Trick or Treat palette. Here's the final look. I'll try to really slowly, because this is all you're gonna get. If you're new around here with the unedited videos, I do not put any cuts in. Let me make sure I'm focused. So sorry. I don't not put any cuts in. I don't add any footage overlay over it because I just don't have time to edit these days. So after I'm done, I'm going to, after the video, I'm going to put mascara on, take some nice pictures, and I'll put them on my Instagram. So if you want to see kind of like what the final results look like for pictures and stuff like that, I don't really edit my pictures at all, besides just making it look as true to life as I can with the like saturation of it and stuff. Sorry, I'm just fiddling, but that'll be over on my Instagram, LadyKatie92, and I try to upload them as close-ish as I can to posting this video. So that was Trick or Treat. I think it turned out really cool. Let's move on to the next one, which is this one, the purple and yellow. I'm definitely using that yellow. It looks that type of neon. I love purple and yellow together, but blue, I feel like blue and yellow is fun too. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go with my instincts, I think, and do purple and yellow because that's just what I'm leaning towards. So I'm gonna start with this. I remember using this in that original first video that I did. I'm just gonna try to clean off my brush from this side. It's a dark shade, so it shouldn't matter too much. But just clean it off so I don't contaminate it. Licorice. But this shade, it looked kind of like a brown, but actually when I was using it, it did look purple. So let me turn this way and make sure you guys are in focus. So with it being that dark purple, this will be perfect to put on the outer corner. Excuse me, I had to burp. Put it on the outer corner here, and then I'll layer that brighter purple on top. And then there's even a dusty kind of like white, purple, what is that, lilac color? That'll be pretty on top. All right, so we're just packing this on. This took no time. I love how deep Odin's eye gets with their deep shades. Like, they do not shy away from giving you a deep, deep color, which I love. I feel like some brands will give you the dark shade and it's like a mid-tone brown or a mid-tone black, and it's just like, come on, give me all of it. So I always love that about Odin's eye. They never disappoint when it comes to their deep shades. I'm gonna take this shade, Little Ghost, the bright purple, and take this cat hair off of the brush, and then we're going to pop this right over top. Ooh, look how bright. Yeah, I wanted to add a little bit of brightness out here. Just like that. And this, what am I talking about? The eyeshadow primer is mostly dried, so we'll see how that blends with purple, which I feel like purple is that tricky color. I'm seeing a little bit wanting to stick there, but I think I will be able to blend it out as I go. This type of brush I feel like is not the best to blend, so I'm going to be really picky and choosy on where I place this, and I'm going to go with a more fluffy brush, which I'm honestly kind of running out of. Let me get a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this one, Skeleton. It looks white on camera, but it's like a gray, I would call it like a lilac. It's got a gray look to it, but it's purple leaning. So we're going to use this to help blend out, and I might even add just a touch of that bright purple just to make it a little bit brighter, because using it that one time when I just use this by itself, it's definitely a more sheer color. So it's a good shade to use to blend out the edges. Not gonna be, I mean, I guess I could pack it on and see it a little bit more, but it's just a little bit of a gentle shadow, I guess you could say. I forgot to say this in the beginning, but I am, you know, excited for Angelica getting another collab opportunity with them. She did a great job with these colors, and like I know I said in the beginning, like it's just not, the design wise is just not for me, and you know, that's okay. I feel like everyone has different designs, and this is just or everyone has different aesthetics and stuff that they like, or different designs that they like, and not every release has to be for me. But it's just, this is one that is not my style, not my type, so I don't plan to hang on to it, but I'm still excited for Angelica, so huge congrats to her. She did a great job on both of these color stories, because I feel like, I think the last time, wasn't it, that Odens Eye launched a palette. My mind is so spotty when it comes to eyeshadow palettes and makeup lately, but I feel like the last time that they released something, I was just kind of like, I feel like we've seen this, like they're not really like new, and I feel like Odens Eye is good at giving you different type of shades and color combinations and color stories in their palettes. So I feel like this is a great collection to come out with, because these eyeshadow combinations, yeah, they're not groundbreaking. I mean, we've definitely seen purple and yellow together for the season, the Halloween season for sure, but it's still, they got other colors in there, the orange, the brown, she got the blue and stuff like that. They're interesting. She did a good job, and Oden did a good job collabing with someone who can give that interesting factor to a makeup brand release, because I feel like I'm not alone when I say that I've just been a little bit bored, or just not like super excited for makeup releases recently, because all of the color stories are just kind of, you know, seem like they've been done a million times over. So this color story just seems very new and fresh and fun and different. It could also just be the season, because I feel like these are the colors that are fun to play around with, but they just tend to come out in the fall. So maybe there's a lot of brands that have these, but like I said, yes, they have purple and yellow a lot, but there's still other colors within these palettes. You know, the orange and green is not uncommon, but she still combined them with other colors just to make it different and interesting and exciting. I think that's always the thing I want to see when I see a new eyeshadow palette. It's like, I want to be excited for the potential of the eyeshadow looks that I can do with it, and not just look at it and be like, oh, like another look that I've been doing for the last 5 months. Okay, now what are we going to do? Blow on it to get some of the powder off. Let's see how bright this yellow is, and then I'll see what I want to put, because I really don't know. I want to use the yellow kind of like I used the green on here, but I don't know what to pair with this yellow on the inner corner. So we're just gonna try stamping this on. Okay, this is like a highlighter yellow. It feels like, okay, and this is also might be my complexion, because I have kind of an olive tone undertone to my skin, so maybe that's also why it's pulling like this, but it's looking like that kind of a thinner consistency, but highlighter, and it's getting deeper on my skin than I feel like I was wanting. I guess looking at it, it does look like it would pull that way, but it's just deeper as in like a little bit more subdued, I guess, than I wanted. Like, I guess this was a little bit more subdued too. I think it's just my skin tone that tends to do this to those really vibrant, like neon looking shadows. They can often just be muted down a bit, I guess you could say, which I don't always love, because I want the loud and bright colors, but it's still pretty. I'm building it up just fine. It's gonna definitely be a shade that I have to build up. And what can I put to kind of connect the two? Should I just try to take the purple more in? Or should I try to the blue? Why don't we try? It's like a blue-gray, so it probably won't make that big of it, or like that much of a difference what I use. I'm gonna go with this really tiny E47. I'm gonna take this shade, which is Haunted. Let's just see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I'm almost, I'm at like 26 minutes of recording, so I'm actually gonna have to click to record again here in a minute. Oh yeah, it's pulling more green, like that green yellow, which is, I suppose, what I expected. But I just want to get some depth in here, so I'm gonna put this on. My problem with this brush is I have to remember which side to put this on. I was putting it on the wrong side. Okay, let's put this on, and I'm gonna put more yellow on top of it. I like that type of green. That's a fun shade. I just want to get some dimension in the crease here. And then we'll pack more yellow on top of it and see if I did anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I just knew I wanted to use that yellow, and it's just a little more understated than I was hoping for. And again, I don't think it's so much the shade. I feel like if you are a, maybe if I used a more of a white, that's true. If I used more of a white, not concealer, primer, that would have also helped this yellow stand out. I'm gonna take this, yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this yellow. Put it on top of this purple. That'll be cool, I think. There we go. Let's see what that does. That's fun, I think. And then I'm gonna go back with that purple, or like the lilac color. And then we're just gonna meet and mesh all this. What do you guys think? Is it a mess? I think it's looking a little bit of a mess, but I think it'll come together. I don't know if that shade will even matter much, the, what is it, Haunted blue that I put here. Just because you won't be able to see much, but I think you'll be able to see a peek of something. When I put the shimmers on, we'll see. Okay, and then I don't know what I want to do on the lower lash line, so I'm gonna wait a bit. Let's do purple, because I want to use this purple on the main lid area, and then should I do orange or this orangey pink? That's like a, is that multichrome? Yeah, it's like a gold to pink. Yeah, it's bright pink, and then on the side it's kind of like a champagne. We could do orange. That's pretty. I know I used orange before. There's a lot out of it. Okay, so I decided, the camera stopped recording, so I decided before I click play, or press play, I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is Magical, and then Ominous, which is the dark purple after that. So let me clean off my brushes, because definitely running out of flat brushes here. And I'm gonna go into Magical first. After, almost forgot, I put a little bit of tacky down. Gotta have a little bit of tacky stuff down. So this palette, like I said, maybe it's because I didn't use a white, but that yellow definitely is, I mean, it's noticeable. I shouldn't sell it too short. I definitely can look at it and I see yellow. It's just a little bit more of like a highlighter hint of color than I was wanting. I was kind of just wanting it to be super intense, like bright like this green. But it's just a shade I think is going to need a little bit of help to stand out on my complexion or with my skin tone. I don't know. It's a issue I don't like. It's not uncommon for me with yellows to kind of feel like my skin is eating the color or the intensity, and like I want more intensity to it. But the purples showed up no problem. Like that's a bright purple, super pretty. And then this shimmer is like I said, it's a shifty, whether duochrome or multichrome. I think it's multichrome, but I don't know. People told me in a video, because I was like, what's the difference? Like multichrome, duochrome. They're like, you know, duo you see 2, multi you see more than it. And I understand that, but my problem is like, do you count as you turn seeing the subtle change in colors? Because there's so many multichromes that I'm like, yeah, that shifts from pink to green. That's 2 colors, but it's not duochrome, it's multichrome. And I think that what I struggle to see is the different colors between the pink and the green. Like it's not as obvious because it's shifting. And that's where I'm just like, am I seeing a shift in colors, or am I just seeing 2 colors? That's where I struggle with multichromes and duochromes. Okay, I'm gonna go into, the purple Ominous. Let me clean off this brush and use the opposite side. I use the green on the, with this brush, with the other palette, but we're gonna put this down. This is a pretty pretty purple. This is the same type of formula as the green, I feel like. Not as bright, but the color's not meant to be bright. But it has that same like very fine formula, very loud and intense color. I wish it was as bright as this, like that type of purple, like that bright purple. That would have been fun. But this is still a very pretty bright purple. Not to say it's not bright, but you know, everything can always be better in neon, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go into a little bit of Little Ghost, a mixture of Little Ghost actually and Licorice, the two I put on the outer corner. Tap it on. Let's go into, wait, where did that, oh, here it is. Go back into Magical, that first shade I put. And we're gonna just smooth everything over. And there we go. I'm gonna do blue on the bottom. Will that look good? I have no idea, but I wanna use blue. And maybe I'll wrap the yellow and then go to blue. I don't know, let's do it. Haunted House is what I'm gonna start with and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna take this tiny little brush that I used for the lighter blue. We're gonna put this in here. Oh, such a pretty color, so intense. Like, that's a good dark blue. And that's a dark blue that's like, it'll look blue when you use it. It's not one of those dark blues where it's like, oh, it's basically a black with like a hint of blue, you can barely tell. That's a blue. And then I want to go in with a bright, let's do Ghoulish, because it's kind of like a bright blue. Let's tap that, or let's blend that right here. Let's just do something a little different from the other side to not just copy what we did above. Let's just do something different. I don't know. Like so. That's pretty. And the two blues are blending in. I don't know if it comes across well on camera, but it's blending in nicely because this light blue is very pigmented. So it's covering and going over and meshing with the dark blue really nicely. And then, like I said, I want to take that brush for the yellow. And yeah, I want to do it. I was doubting myself. I think I just want to give a hint of yellow all around here. Make sure my kids are still sleeping. Yep, everyone's still asleep. And then, let's see, this is the purple. I'm gonna go into Little Ghost, which is the bright dark purple. I didn't mute my phone, sorry if you can hear it buzzing. We're just gonna tap over, tap blend. And then, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of emphasizing a little bit of that yellow on the outer edge here because I feel like it'll look good. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up, honestly. I'm going to tap into that purple just because I feel like that's what's needed. I feel like what really will pull this look together is a nice sharp wing to kind of, because I always struggle with the outer edge. Like this one I think is fine, but this one I'm struggling with a little bit. But I think it's my own fault because I'm doing too much. So we're just going to do this a couple times and mesh it all together. Okay, I think that's what I like. So I want to keep it purple out here, keep that yellow up there, that's fine. But I like this little hint of yellow right in there, but I didn't like how it was looking out here. So we're just gonna take more eyeshadow and erase it. There you go. There we go. All right, this is going to be the look as I continue to mess with it. Oh wait, no, inner corner, sorry. We're gonna take this Cobweb, which is an absolutely beautiful inner corner highlight. I know I used it already, but I want to use it again because it's so pretty. And honestly, this is a shade I feel like would also look good as a face highlight. So maybe I'll do that because I didn't put highlighter on. Let's do that. I'm gonna take this brush. And then we're just gonna tab a little bit. I'm not super big, crazy big into highlight these days, but I do like a little bit of a flush, a little bit of a shine to the top of my cheeks. Doesn't have to be a streak. I don't even know if you guys will be able to tell, but I can tell. Definitely bright. Yeah, and it doesn't leave, let me see. I'm gonna look real quick before I confirm, but I don't see a cast. Let me flip this around. No like white cast or something like, you know, that type of effect that sometimes can happen with eyeshadows being used as face highlights. So this is going to be the look. I have, hang on, something on my lash. My apologies. Let me go ahead and do that. This is what it looks like, and as I said with the other one, this is the little ghost palette, but as I said with the other one, I'm going to put pictures on my Instagram relatively around the same time. I'll probably, you know, have to do one in the morning, one at night, that type of thing, because I usually put a reel in between. But anyway, these are the two palettes. This is Little Ghost Palettes, and this is Trick or Treat. Which is your favorite? I really like that they both look different. Like, I was going into this hoping that I wouldn't just be like boring, and I wanted to be like as creative as I could with this palette, and I definitely feel like these are different type of looks. Maybe I'm just too full of myself over here, but I feel like they look pretty different, especially different from me, I guess is what I'm talking about, like the look that I would typically go for. Like, yeah, this side is purple and yellow, like I always like to, you know, do. I've done that before. But you still got that pop of like pink and then blue on the lower lid, so it's a little bit different for me. So I like that. I'm just putting some blue in here because I feel like that's fitting. So it's so weird to see me with two different colored, two different things on my eyes, because I typically don't do that. I feel like I got a little dark. Should I brighten you up? Yeah, I think that's better. So let's do the lipsticks real quick. I'm not going to try them all on, but I will pick the one that looks the best. Oh, there's a, wait, radioactive glow. Does that mean it's a lip gloss instead of a, or is that just a color? These are pretty. Very pretty design. These I definitely am going to hold on to because there's nothing like too crazy about the packaging. There's little emblems on it. That's like a spider, a bat, a pumpkin, and a skull. But for the most part, I don't feel like they're overtly... oh yeah, it is a gloss. So let me look at the other one, see if there's any glosses in here or not. But oh, so pretty. I love the purple yellow. So pretty. Okay. Oh wait, are they all glosses? That's definitely a gloss. I just assumed that these were liquid lipsticks, but look at me being wrong on my assumption. Okay, this is a liquid lipstick. So there are glosses and liquid lipsticks. So what should I try on? Gloss or lipstick? Or liquid lipstick, I should say. Ooh, I like these colors. We have, oh, they say matte on them, I bet. Matte and, I should get more sleep. Matte and glow, obviously. Wait, no, there's matte, glow, and shine. Oh, I thought I figured it out, and then I got confused again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 2 mattes that are really pretty colors. We have 2 shines that are really pretty colors, and then we have a glow. I'm gonna assume the glow is just like a sheer, is there any sparkle? Oh, my stomach just made a noise. I'm sorry if you heard that. Yes, there is like a ton of sparkle in it. Super fine though, so I don't think you'll be able to see unless you're really up close, but there's a bunch of colors I see, like green, red maybe? There's sparkle in it. So that is this, and then I'm assuming the shine is going to be an actual more intense color. Let's try Quicksand, because it's like a brownie, shiny, ooh, brown. I like a good brown gloss. Ooh, that's pretty pigmented. The amount of pigment is a little bit, maybe, similar to the Lifter gloss, maybe a little bit more sheer. I don't know. I really like the Lifter gloss because it gives you, I think it's a little bit more sheer, but the Lifter gloss gives you like that. For me, it's a 2-for-1. It's kind of like lipstick but lip gloss in the same because it's so pigmented. This is a little bit more sheer, but it still gives you a nice color of pigment. I can see myself reaching for this a lot, especially videos like this. And at the end, I just want to look, you know, put together for my eye look, but I don't want to like sit there and like put on a lipstick. I want it to be shiny. Or if I'm finished getting ready for the day and need to run out, yeah, this is something I would use. This is going to be a lot more creamier and pigmented and intense in the color, but this is still really pretty. Let's go ahead and try one of the mattes. That's what we'll end with since that was easy to take off. Swamp Fog. All right, and then we're going to finish this up because this video is going to be so long. Ugh. So pretty. I love their liquid lipsticks. They're like super comfortable on the lips. They go on and feel just like a regular lipstick. They're so smooth to like move and press your lips together and just like wear. They don't feel like they're sucking the life out of your lips, but they're super pigmented. So, sorry, it's probably super annoying to watch me trying to talk and apply at the same time. Very pretty. Yeah, I like them. I've worn their other ones, so if this is the same type of formula, I like the formula. They have a very graceful wear away. They don't last 8 hours or all day for me, but they last several hours, usually until I start eating and drinking a lot. And then they'll start to wear away, but they have such a graceful wear away. They don't leave you that like that weird line or like that flaking off where you get little pieces on your face. Nothing like that. They're very graceful. I like them. and they're comfortable, and this is beautiful. So I really do like the lipsticks. The shines, shines. The shines I like too. They're just a little bit more sheer than like my favorite holy grail when it comes to lip gloss. I like them just a little bit more pigmented. Or even this lip gloss. This is Juvia's Place. I forget what these are called, but this is in the shade Sis, whatever that formula is. I like those. So these are just a touch more sheer when you actually put them on and blend them out. And then the lip gloss, I mean, or like the sheer gloss, it's a pretty shine. I probably am not going to use it because I'm not a lip gloss person, but if you are a lip gloss person, I can see you loving it. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me make sure I'm in in focus one more time. That's going to do it for this video. Here's the eye look. Hopefully at the end of this, I'm going to segue into 2 looks, and it's just going to close out from there because that's how I'm doing my videos right now. So hopefully you enjoy 2 more looks. Like I said, these are going to be very neutral looks because I was, you know, going to run out and I didn't have time to get super creative. So I just wanted to do 2 more looks so I can give you guys 4 looks, I guess 4 looks total in this video, and hopefully help you guys see if the quality of the eyeshadows is what you see and expect from Oden's Eye, if you like the color combinations, if you need any inspiration, how they apply on the eyes, how they blend out, all that sort of thing. That's what I like to bring you guys in this video. And once again, huge congratulations to Angelica Nyqvist for another collab. And with all that said, that's gonna do it for me. Don't forget to check over on my Instagram, LadyKatie92, for close-ups of this once I put mascara on. And if you want to keep up with my personal life a little bit with the animals that we have on our little homestead, that is the Makeup Homesteader, also on the Instagram. But with that said, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.